It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. Hunter disability workers are going on strike for 4 hours today over the state government's plans to privatise the sector. The Public Service Association is holding rallies in Newcastle, Stockton and Tomaree. However, the government has criticised the union for striking on International Day of People with a Disability. A man is facing 10 firearms, drug and property charges after a raid at Toronto. Police searched his house in Bambara Street yesterday and allegedly found a quantity of the drug ice, 2 replica pistols, an air rifle and ammunition. Sergeant Dave Rose says the man is due to front court today.
A 32-year-old man was arrested and charged with 10 offences, including being armed with intent to commit indictable offence, possessing an unauthorised firearm, possessing an unauthorised pistol, supplying prohibited drug and possessing ammunition without holding a licence, permit or authority. The man was refused bail. He's expected to appear at Toronto local court later today.
There's been a disturbing revelation in the Williamtown RAAF base contamination. It's emerged a former employee of the base returned a blood sample with toxic firefighting chemicals in his system, more than 15 times the national average. Meanwhile, a Senate inquiry into the scandal begins in Canberra today. Williamtown residents are calling for remediation of the land and more help to get their lives back to normal. Ford has launched an investigation after its new model of SUV, the Everest, caught fire while being taken on a test drive at Dudley. Daily Telegraph motoring journalist Peter Barnwell was behind the wheel on Redhead Road on Tuesday when the car burst into flames after the engine shut down. Fire crews took more than 20 minutes to douse the flames because some of the material wouldn't extinguish. Ford won't issue a recall until it examines the wreckage. Maitland Council is celebrating International Day of People with a Disability with a number of activities, a party at the Walker Waterworks and art workshops and exhibits at the city's regional art gallery are taking place to mark the day held each year on December 3. Community Planning Coordinator Mary Darlow says Council's committed to its impending disability inclusion plan.
Early next year we'll start going out and talking to people with disabilities and their families and friends to canvass ideas and opinions on how Council can work with people with disabilities and what we can be doing better. It's trying to get as much input and inclusion with people outside Council.
Learning isn't always about fun, but a science-based program being launched at Stockton today is aiming to pique kids' interest with hands-on activity. A real-life Formula One car, construction and testing of paper cars powered by carbon dioxide, robotics displays and more will be on the agenda for St Peter's primary school students. RDA Hunter ME Program Director Scott Sleep says it's aiming to help children aspire to a career in science.
We're hoping that the students eventually will take on electives, tertiary education and professions that are STEM related, because the STEM related job market is now being seen as 75% of the future growth in employment in the Hunter and across Australia.
Sport, thanks to our sponsor, Warners Bay Sports Club.
Newcastle Jets coach Scott Miller is confident Ben Kantarovski's leadership will serve his side well against Sydney FC on Friday night. The 23-year-old will step into the role of skipper again this week as captain Nigel Boogaard recovers from an ankle injury. Miller says Kantarovski's ability to perform well in defence has proven his value as a player.
Gives me a lot of confidence and also the team because he is a mature player and he understands it. It's another game for Lachlan and Ben Kantarovski to play together to build that relationship, and I think long term it's a good thing because you never know what can happen.
Cardiff Bullaroo cricketer Daniel McLaughlin's return to cricket could be short-lived, with the Newcastle District Cricket Umpires Association lodging an appeal for the 37-year-old to face a longer suspension. McLaughlin received a 4-game ban in round 3 for abusing umpires Royce McCormack and Kim Norris. The appeal will be heard tonight, but McLaughlin is expected to be able to finish the current 2-day game if the ban is increased. And Nolka shooter Daniel Repicoli is in good stead for Rio Olympics selection after a stellar performance at the Oceania Continental Championships in Sydney. That's sport. I'm Emily Crowe.
To NURFM News Time 26 to 9.